But my understanding is that there are many people who live that same isolation, that same lack of connection generally. And sometimes, or maybe not even sometimes, that can happen in a higher percentage in the LGBTQ community. Can you talk to us a little bit about what might be causing estrangement, loneliness, isolation, lack of connection in this community?
Yeah. And this is just my opinion. I think a lot of it comes down to trust. We don't know, especially in my experience in talking with and interacting with a lot of people in the trans community, they don't know who to trust. And so it's very difficult for them to make friends even. So a lot of, I have people even, they're like, I don't know if I can even trust an ally. I don't know if I can trust somebody who says they're an ally. So I feel like a lot of members that are joining our groups are just kind of sitting back and watching. And they're just kind of getting a feel for it just because they're not sure that they can trust anybody. And I understand that because where I live here in a very red state, I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm still very cautious about who I share certain things with about my personal life. And so I think that limits us from, normal interactions that you would normally have, even just meeting a stranger on the street and striking up a conversation. I'm an introvert, so I couldn't imagine doing that. But for the general population, I understand that's a thing, but not for me.
I'm a northerner, so I also don't understand it. I believe it's a thing in the South.
Yeah, it's probably more of a Southern thing, but I think that just limits the possibilities of interacting with people to build a friendship that could eventually turn into chosen family, the natural progression of it. So Stand in Pride kind of filters that out for people and gives them a safe space to interact with people and kind of get to know them online first. I hate to even compare it, but it's similar to dating. You kind of get to know somebody online before you cross over into meeting them in real life.
Yeah. And the word safety that you've mentioned feels really important here.
Yes, very much so. And I put reminders in the group occasionally, this is a beautiful place, but please remember that you're still on the internet. So we do everything that we can to maintain a safe space, but we do our best to maintain the safe space. So I have tons of moderators who, are around the clock. If somebody reports something, we are real hard, really fast.
Hi, I hope you loved this little excerpt of Stork'd, the podcast where we talk about all things family building and families. This was a little taste of the bigger episode. We call it a Stork'd Munchkin. If you love what you heard, I highly encourage you to check out the full episode wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also find it on the Stork'd website at storkdpodcast.com. If you're in the process of building your own family or exploring what family means to you and you want to stay up to date on all relevant topics related to family building, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. It's called Let's Start a Family, and it is found on Substack. Happy listening.